Ladies and gentlemen, I am very happy to inform you that finally, after 2 years of waiting, after 2022, today, March 2024, Italy finally approved the law decree for Digital Nomad visa. We had already the possibility to immigrate in Italy and obtain a long-term visa for 365 days for freelancers. But today you can also relocate in Italy by continuously working for an abroad company. The concept of digital nomad is you have already a job. This job can be employment or self-employment, and you just physically relocate to Italy to do a continuity doing this job. By not being employed in Italy, by not having a VAT number in Italy, by continuing doing this type of job, serving the company or the client requesting these services. This kind of job will be evaluated by our consulates in your providing country on the fact that this kind of job is feasible as doable if you have an abroad relocation in Italy and you still continuously doing this job. So probably physical work and type of work will be not available, will be not eligible for digital nomad. Informatics, IT, computer, software engineering, etc., architectural design and all this stuff can be affordable as a type of jobs that the consulate will evaluate appropriate to have this visa. The new requirements that we finally know are the following. First of all, you need to prove that the salary or the remuneration or the compensation you're receiving for this job is more than 28,000 euro per year. So you have to make the conversion in dollar. This is a pretty much approximately triple of the minimum leverage salary in Italy. This kind of job will have to be demonstrated as already doing for at least 1 year. That's not written in the law, that's our lawyer practice that teaches that if you will be employed very close to the date that you will be making the application, probably the consulate will see this and will deny your visa. So again, don't think to employ yourself with a friend before getting this visa, because the consulate will probably go deep in your bank account, in your statement, in your employment, and see if it is a real job continuously being done in the past years, or if it's something supposedly fakely made for this application. So definitely think to book one of my paid consultations in order to evaluate your personal case and to see if you have the requirement for this visa. This visa will be requested as all other more than 90 days visa in the Italian consulate in the country where you're living. By the way, if you're living in a different country of your passport, you can still make this application. But consider that recently, Italian consulates have decided to receive this kind of application only from persons that have been living at least for 6 months. So, for example, if you are an American citizen, can you make this application in Turkey? Well, definitely yes, but you have to prove that you have been living before for 6 months in Turkey and you had a residency permit in Turkey for at least 6 months. This type of visa will be available only for high qualified workers. Do not confound this with freelancer visa. This is a different type of visa that allows you to come Italy and actually open a VAT number in Italy. Actually, we do also provide services about this visa. It is not to be confounded with high qualified workers as labor law. This is what we call generally in all European countries as blue card visa. Similar requirements on the average salaries that you will have to receive. In that second case is 26,000. Digital nomad, again, you have already a job, you just come physically in Italy, you still continuing doing your job for the providing country. In this type of new visa, newly approved by our government, it will be not required to prove and to give to the consulate Nulla osta. Nulla osta is basically an approval from our Chamber of Commerce or Labor Law departments that you're allowed to enter. It's not very clear how consulate will make this evaluation from abroad. Probably, again, as I said before, they will just check your type of job, your type of salary, and the duration of it and the reality of it in the past time. At least 1 year is my strong recommendation to consider to apply for this type of visa. This visa will be granted for 1 year. As soon as you get this visa, I advise you to immediately come in Italy, and within 8 days you have to apply in the postal office in order to obtain the appointment for the fingerprints, in order to, after a couple of months after this appointment fingerprints, get the physical plastic card residency permit. We assist our clients in all these processes: evaluation, preparation of document abroad, application in the consulate, discussion and eventual argumentation and eventual closing of the problem that might arise in the discussion and the topic that might arise with the consulate, we also provide all physical assistance in applying for the residency permit in Italy. So we accompany to the post office, we accompany to the fingerprints, we accompany until the time you physically get the residency permit on your hands. So that's really important, because all the processes might be delayed, might be rescheduled many months ahead if you don't have the proper documentation at the right date, at the right appointment that will be granted to you. This visa will be renewed for 1 year every time. This little bit disappointing, because usually we're used to visa that will be granted for 1 year, then prolonged for 2, then prolonged for 2, then you have the limited one. So 1, 2, 2 is 5, then you have a limited. In this case, the law, at least for now, says that you can get it for 1 year and you renew it every time for 1 year. That's not very comfortable, because I have to be honest with you, some immigration offices that have fingerprints ahead 6 months, so that's not very comfortable. And there is this not very clear, at least for now, requirement of re-verification of the requirements of high qualified work. But this is probably will not be a problem. So if you already been granted by this visa, you still keep doing the same job, that's not a problem. Can you convert in a different time this residency permit? Well, probably yes, that's something we can evaluate. This residency permit comes with the possibility to also grant you a family reunion for all family members of first grade, so wife, husband, kids, parents. This residency permit will provide probably you to transfer your fiscal residence in Italy, will also allow you and oblige you to pay taxes in Italy. So definitely you will available 100% with no doubts the access to Italian sanitary system for free. For free, it's a kind of a joke, because of course you will be paying taxes for this. This residency permit will be available only if you provide also the lodging availability. We can assist you directly or through our real estate agent to find apartment for purchase, to find apartment for rental, to find apartment for free rental. We have this specific possibility in Italy, and we can also provide you with just an hospitality as a lodging. So we provide all these services, we cover all the topics, all the requirements that will be necessary to apply for this visa. If you have any other doubts, any other question, please feel free to comment, like, subscribe and ask me. Don't forget please that in this specific visa, all the documents you provide to the consulate will be necessary to get them back and provide them in the immigration office when you will be going for the fingerprints. Thank you for your review, really appreciate that, and have a great day.